to discuss, especially on the marriage of science and politics, you said. I think it's a great phrase. From what you have just said, sounds to me like the politician is not the unwilling bride here. Is it the scientist then? What the kind of
See, they're like two different religions. It's like getting a Hindu and a Muslim married.
So, you're sure you're traveled some distance in answering the scientists' objections to this? Like,
See, those scientists who are very academic in nature, they do know many things, which is very important. But at the same time, you can't turn the country into a rainforest once again. How it was 1,000 years ago, you can't go back, there's no question about it. How to do what we can do for the future without disturbing human settlements, without disturbing the economic process. Anything against the economic process you talk, it's a sure failure, okay? So we are seeing how to, in many ways, reinforce the economic process. This is essentially an economic plan with a significant ecological impact. And that's the only way it'll work. All the five stakeholders are addressed here. First stakeholder is the river. The second stakeholder is the life that the river sustains. When I say life, India as a subcontinent has the highest number of species living off the rivers. I don't know why it is so… The more I look at it, the more amazing it is. This small piece of land, probably 4–5% of the country's, world's landmass, in this, there are more species of plants and animals than you will find anywhere. There is no geographical explanation to this, because there are many countries at the same latitude. It's amazing. It's amazing means, it's mind-boggling. Why is it? I've been thinking, why is it? Right from ancient times, our sages and our scriptures and many others always claiming that this is the greatest land, this is the most whatever sacred land. I thought everybody loves their country, everybody loves their language, everybody loves their culture, that's okay, I'm not somebody who gets emotionally moved by these things. But now, looking at the biodiversity of this country, I'm wondering probably they knew, that's why they were talking like this. Because it's amazing. I cannot put numbers on it, I'm not some kind of a scientist or an environmentalist, but when I look at it from what simple understanding of outside, from like an outsider looking at it, it's almost like if you take entire North American continent, which is probably many times over India, probably we have 10–20 times more biodiversity. Why? I'm not able to explain why. I've been asking this question to whoever seems to be knowledgeable about these things, nobody seems to know why, it's just there, that's all we know. What is it that made this land like this, that it's so rich? So the onus and responsibility is on us that we keep it that way. And in future, having this many species in our land may become the greatest asset.
true. Yes, yeah, definitely.
See, the name India is given to us. It's an English name. This is the technology of dominance. You must see this when they imported slaves from Africa. The first thing they did in the port was to change their name, to call you Kuku, Tobo, Nono, Pupo, something like this. If I call you Padmanabhan, now you stand like this. I call you Kuku, you know. First thing is to give a meaningless name which has no… because a human being is from memory, from history, from culture. A name which has no cultural background, a name which has no significance, a name which does not instill pride in you, that kind of a name I will give you, because this is the technology of dominance. In this country, maybe 2, 3, maybe 5% of the people speak English language. But the nation is named in English. It doesn't mean anything to someone who doesn't speak English language, India. Bharat has a power to it. Because there are two aspects to this. When we utter something, there is a sound. Meaning is just psychological. You making up the meaning, isn't it? Yes or no? Right now, I utter something, it's just a sound. If you did not know the language, this is just a sound. Meaning is just made up in your mind. Meaning is secondary. The significance is in the sound. You utter Bharat and see what reverberation it has in you. You say India and see what reverberation it has in you. Say this, take this as your chant for 2 days. One day you just say India, India, India. Another day you say Bharat, Bharat, Bharat. Just see what it does to your system. Then you decide. This was done with a very close observation, a deep understanding of the science of sound and form. When I say the science of sound and form, every sound has a form attached to it. If you feed any sound into an oscilloscope, it gives us a particular pattern which is a form. So every sound has a form in it. Every form has a sound in it. So what kind of sounds have the maximum impact on the human system? This we call them as mantras. Bharat is a mantra. Bharatham is even better, but up north they won't accept it, you have to chop it in the end. Bharat is powerful.
Bharatam Mahabharatam Ganga Narmada Punyatirtam Sindhu Saraswati Kaveri Jivana Karana Mula Tattvam Nadirashtrasya Maha Amritam Bharatam